Hey there, everybody. Laura Brotherson here, licensed marriage and family therapist, certified sex therapist, author of 3 fabulous books, and a sexual wholeness for women online course, and founder of StrengtheningMarriage.com and the Marital Intimacy Institute. What I wanted to do today is share with you a fabulously transformative self-help tool called the Emotional Freedom Technique, or EFT Tapping, as a mind-body self-help tool. I use it with my clients a lot, and I just wanted to have a little recording to walk my clients and anyone else that wants to use this tool through the process that we use of releasing and letting go and processing away energy and emotions and beliefs that kind of get stored in our system. Emotional Freedom Technique is a science-based tool approach, and it's based, if you think about acupuncture, if you've ever had acupuncture, it's based on the energy meridians where, you get blockages, and so they put little needles in you to release those blockages and to improve your health. But what this EFT tapping does is, with tapping on these spots on the body, we release energy that gets stored there, freeing yourself from any limiting thoughts, beliefs, attitudes, fears, anxieties, depression. I mean, you can pretty much use it on everything. And there's a lot of different ways you can use this. This is just the way that I use it based on my training. But it's a pretty forgiving process too. So, you can find a lot of different ways of doing it that are all helpful. But I'm just walking you through the process that I use with this handout that I also have on my counseling website, maritalintimacyinstitute.com, on my resources page, and you can just search for EFT or tapping and you can find it, and it gives you more information that I give to all of my clients. But so I just wanted to walk you through the steps, and so that you kind of can follow along if you need to on your own. Again, just a powerful self-help tool that I would say is probably my number one tool in my own journey, overcoming postpartum depression, overcoming sexual issues, being able to create my own Sextraordinary Marriage. This tool is probably the thing that I would give the most credit to in helping me be able to accomplish that. So I'm a huge believer. I'm a big fan, and I want you to have access to this as well. So, okay, so the process, I've got the steps, step by step, of what you're going to say and do, but I'm just going to walk you through it, and you would just follow along with me with this video so that you can learn the steps yourself. So the first step is kind of choosing what we're going to tap on. And I literally think as a sex therapist, probably the number one thing that I tap on with clients in my office here is I hate sex. Just because, we're doing sex therapy, and a lot of women have accumulated frustration, anger, resentment, bitterness about sex. And so that's sometimes just a simplified place to start. So I'm going to use that as my example statement, but you could use it for, I feel stressed about work. I'm stressed about my kids. I'm angry that I lost my job. I'm angry that whatever you're frustrated about. So basically any negative emotion, okay? So the setup statement is, even though, I'll just say it, I'll say it all the way through. Even though I hate sex, it's okay. I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway. And while we say that statement, we tap on the first point, which is what we call the karate chop point. It's right here. And so you can do it this way, you can do it this way, whatever way you want to. I'm going to walk you through this first time, kind of explaining things a little bit, and then I'm going to walk you through it again without explanation so you can just see what it actually feels like. But something that can be helpful, and I tell my clients, hey, you just print out a copy of this, put this on the wall in your bathroom, and every time you go to the bathroom, before you get on your phone, you tap through something that's just whatever's on the top of your plate that's frustrating you, stressing you out, bothering you, whatever. Okay, so it's very easy to use, and once you learn it, you've just got it. So we're starting with the first point and we're just tapping. Let me take off this so it doesn't make so much noise. So we're just tapping on the karate chop point, point number 1, while repeating, and I'll say it slow so you can do it with me. Even though I hate sex, it's okay. I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway. We're going to do this step a couple more times, but let me just mention, because I always do for my clients, one of the reasons why that statement is what it is that the body changes best, lets go best from a state of acceptance. And so that's what that statement is for, just so you can kind of understand that. So let's do this step again. I do it 2 or 3 times. Even though I just hate sex, it's okay. I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway. Okay, so I'll just do it 2 there for you. So that's step number 1. Now we go to point number 2, which is top of the head, kind of at the crown. And I just use 3 or 4 fingers to tap. And now you're just saying a shortened statement from the previous statement. I hate sex. Next point is inside of the eye socket on the eyebrow. Either side, doesn't matter. I'll use this side so you can see it a little better. I hate sex. Outside of the eye, kind of on top of the eye socket, I just hate sex. Top of the eye socket, under the eye, I just hate sex. Under the nose, kind of in the divot in the little divot there, I hate sex. This one's in the divot of the chin, I just hate sex. Okay, this one is on the collarbone, either side, so just right on top of the collarbone, I just hate sex. This next one is straight down from the collarbone, and in the beginning it's easier to kind of feel around, like pressing and making circles, because you're looking for a little bit of a tender spot. So once you find it, you can either just keep doing the circle, or once you kind of get good at it, you can just go straight down and you just know where it is. So this is the sore spot. This is point number 9. So again, just repeating, I hate sex. Okay, the last spot is a little bit 3 or 4 inches down, a little bit back of center, and again, you're feeling for a bit of a tender spot. And once I find it, I usually just do a circle on it, or you can tap it. It's a little bit more awkward. So just circles on it, and again, repeating this statement for the last time, I just hate sex. Okay, at the end of tapping through those, you close your eyes, take a deep breath like you're gathering all that up, and let it go. And it's funny that even just in the process of doing that, when it's not even really technically an issue for me now, well, it's not an issue for me now, you can feel that your energy about that point shifts down. I started to say, and I didn't follow through, that in the beginning, you usually kind of think about what the issue is, like I hate sex, or I hate my husband, or I'm mad at my kids, or whatever you're going to tap on, and you can kind of rate how intense that emotion is. So oftentimes, maybe it's a 10, maybe it starts at an 8. You're not super, but you're pretty, so you're like, okay, that's kind of like an 8 on the intensity scale. You tap through it one time, and you're like, okay, I can already feel that that's shifted down. And so now you're like, okay, so maybe that's a 6. So then when you tap through it again, it goes down to a 4. And you tap through it again, exact same thing, goes down to a 2. And you can tap until you just kind of feel like it's gone. What I did in my process, I would write down in my process journal notebook, which is literally just a cheap notebook, write down all the things that I was angry, frustrated, stressed, mad about, and then I would try to tap through them. And I would just tap through all of those, and I've got like 26 notebooks worth of junk that I've processed out over time. And when I go back and look at any of those beliefs, those feelings are just unknown entities to me. They just have no connection with who I am now and what I feel and what I think. And so it's very amazing what can happen as you just release all the garbage. This is one, I've got another handout that is just my top letting go, releasing, processing tools. And this is way up there at the top of my releasing tools. Because think about it, one of your main purpose in life, in a spiritual sense, is getting rid of the self, getting rid of all the crap that the self accumulates. And so this is one of my favorite ways, just clean out something. And so you can just kind of see yourself stepping down in the intensity of that negative emotion as you do the process. Okay, so now I've kind of walked you through it. Let me walk you through it again in a little bit more of a real-time process for you now, okay? So we start with the karate chop point. Even though I just hate sex, it's okay. I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway. And then again, even though I just hate sex, it's okay. I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway. I just hate sex. 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 I don't want to do it ever again. I just hate sex. I just hate sex. I just hate sex. I don't want to do it ever. I just hate it. I just hate sex. I just hate it. Such an awesome tool. Even if you're just stressed about something, just go, even though I feel stressed. You don't even need to say what it is sometimes. You can just go with it general. Anyways, that's the process. That's what the EFT tapping tool looks like. My favorite self-help, go in deep. You can use it for any negative emotion. I mean, you can use it for just everything. And I would especially encourage my clients that are trying to clear out trauma, sexual crap, frustrations with their spouse, to use this tool as often as they can so that they can really free themselves from all of the accumulated garbage that we all have because we're all humans. So I hope you can use this. I hope this will help you. I'm so excited for you to just have an awesomer life and to have greater personal wholeness and greater relationship wholeness, greater marital wholeness especially, and marital oneness. And when you clean out your garbage, clean out your crap, it's so much easier for you to create the kind of relationship, marriage of your dreams, and life of your dreams. I absolutely believe that. So here you go. Here's a little gift.